I'm Jamie Seeker, and this is What It Takes. Each episode, I sit down with real business owners to talk about their journey, the wins, the challenges, and everything in between. Let's dive in. Welcome. Today, we are diving deep into one of the biggest challenges entrepreneurs face in my experience, and it's separating their personal identity from their business to enable scalable growth. Our guest is Rich Kozak, the founder of Rich Brands, a company that helps entrepreneurs build purpose-driven brands. And I'm so excited. Rich is going to share his wisdom on aligning personal values with business branding without losing yourself in the process. And he has decades of experience in brand marketing. He's helped countless businesses create impactful brands. So today, he's going to share insights on how business owners can maintain their identity while scaling their businesses and their companies beyond themselves. So welcome, Rich.
I hope that sounds like fun. It sounds like fun to me. It's a blessing to be here. And Jamie, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Rich, you've worked with a lot of business owners who tie their identity to their brand. Why do you think that this happens, and how does it affect their ability to grow their business?
Wow, that's a powerful question to start out with. I'm going to ask you if we can start out with a preliminary question that gets the elephant out of the room and then handle that question.
Go for it.
What is a brand? Seriously.
Yeah, hopefully that's what you're here to answer. Let's start there.
A brand, your brand, is a perception. And it's not your perception. It's the perception in the mind of that person, that entity, that business, that company, that leader, team, that you most want to impact through your work. The perception in that mind is your brand.
Yeah, I think that that's probably pretty accurate. And that's what we're trying to represent a lot of the times and trying to reach in our customers and our demographics. And so I think that that gets wrapped up to our identity, though, because if we're starting our own businesses and we're creating something most of the time by ourselves from the beginning, and we're alone. And so a lot of that identity is wrapped up in that brand, what we want people to think of when they see our company, our goods, our services, whatever it is that we're selling. So talk a little bit about what you've seen in that area.
Let's get some terminology out of the way. You are you. Duh. If you've created a brand, an entity, a name of something, and maybe it's your name and it has a tagline or it says you're the number one, it's your name. That's still an entity. It is doing certain things. It is known, hopefully, it's known for certain competencies that it does over and over again. And people share that with, oh man, I went to Jamie and she runs the absolute best podcast when this is your message. Really? Oh my God, I need to work with Jamie too. Those competencies you get known for. You might be known for some competencies. And so the people who know of you, and I'm dealing with a situation where you are the brand right now, people who know of you and your brand, that's how they know you, from what they've heard, from what they've seen, or maybe what they perceive. It's like, remember, it's their perception that is your brand. Now, you might be the creator of the brand. You might be the visionary creator, founder of that brand, that entity that does certain things, but you're also a person, and that person is separate. Your personal identity is separate. But the fact that I play violin, the fact that I play in a rock band, the fact that I, have been married for 47 years and 52 Valentine's days, those are pieces of my identity that aren't a part of Rich Brands overtly, but they're part of me. Your umbrella stands for your highest contribution that you're here to make. Now, you might be a mom, you might be a cousin, you might be a teacher, you might be all kinds, you might speak language, you might be a musician. It doesn't matter. All of those things make you what you are, but we all have the opportunity to make the most significant contribution to those people's lives and the world we touch based on the gifts that we've been given. We're all made by the same creator. We all have the same opportunity, and we're here for a reason. And if we think it's our reason, we kind of need to think again. So you have an umbrella that represents your highest contribution. I don't know what that is. Maybe it's touching 3 important lives in your, maybe it's speaking to millions. I don't know. But you as an individual have an umbrella. Your entity, the brand you've created to deliver certain work, maybe to deliver your gifts, maybe to deliver what you feel is a calling, whatever it is, that has an umbrella as well. And that business can be known for what it has done over and over and over again. Remember, we talked about those competencies. It can be the competencies, but there's more. And there's more for your business. There are higher levels of impacts, greater, bigger, more people. We all have more, and we're all unlimited in what we can do. We're made in God's image, my goodness, and we're here for a reason. So it's like, there's more. If you're only known for what you've done, it's difficult for people to, I'm going to use the word again, perceive, which is your brand, you as doing more. You must evolve the brand, the perception, so that they can accept that you're doing more. If you don't evolve the perception, you don't evolve the brand, you don't evolve your ability to succeed at it. And so I will plant a seed. You want to make impacts, whatever they are, helping people rid themselves of things that hold them back, helping them make more money, helping them be more efficient, helping them raise their children, whatever you do. You want to make those impacts. In order to make your higher level impacts and continue growing and be seen as capable of making those impacts, you must evolve the brand. If you don't, your ability to do that might kind of fall flat, die on the vine. So here's the seed. Brand first or die. Ooh, it sounds so edgy. It's brand first or die. To honor your question, Jamie, the individual, even the individual creator of the brand, even when the individual and the brand are almost synonymous, that the person is the brand, they're a speaker, they're an expert, they're also a person. The contributions they make outside of the business are personal. And that shaping a consistent perception in those minds is branding. It's the shaping of a consistent perception in the minds of those you most want to impact, and you really, really have a heart to impact them.
Yeah. Well, and I think that that's where a lot of that challenge is with the individual owner is you talked about a lot of things is, oh, we have to do this, we have to do that. But they may not be doing that as an individual. They might not be growing as an individual. They might not be, looking toward other things. They might be working those late nights, all-nighters at 50 years old and not seeing anything else as part of their identity, right? And so that's really the challenge that we have. And it's not even about an impact that they're making or anything else. They could just be like, I want to sell candles, or I want to sell, whatever goods that they happen to be manufacturing or producing, or whatever services they do. I just want to practice law. I just want to, be a therapist, and whatever it is, I'm just thinking of some of our clients, but
Right.
I think I see it across the board with all owners. At some point, there is this time where they say, okay, my business is growing beyond me. And they have really a lot of trouble breaking through that barrier and kind of letting people in. And we've worked with some companies that are, very, very small. And so they can kind of get away with it. It's usually one or two people. So it's not, but as they start to grow beyond being able to reach everybody in their company, they're getting to have 30, 50, 75 employees. That's really hard. There does need to be that differential of company versus self, even though they identify so strongly with, this is me, this is, like you said, my name on the company, this is my brand, what I sell. So I think that's really where that was coming from too. And
There are
I
two
feel that's
dimensions that are part of that. One is ego, and the other is sharing the vision. So I'm going to I'll take ego first because it's very simple.
that's great. Yeah.
Some people don't learn until later in life, or maybe never, that it's not about them. For some reason, their own self-gratification and the acknowledgement that they did this, they built this, it's their, it's like, is so strong that it gets not only in their way, but in your point, in their way, it prevents them from scaling because they have this, I don't know if it's control, but it's about their, how important they need to feel.
Right. Yeah. And sometimes even the opposite is, who am I without this? If I don't have this, what does that mean for me?
You just pointed out a whole different workshop that's down the hall. Okay. We're done with ego. Let's talk about vision. When the vision is not shared from the top, it's very difficult for the company to scale. Flip side of the coin, when the voice of the brand, let's call it the brand champion, maybe it's the person that created it, or maybe it's the person that has the responsibility to grow it. The brand champion, when they create a clear vision and share so that people in the company have it, things are way better. When that doesn't occur, there will always be problems, conflicts, misunderstandings, misperceptions, double second guessing. When that clarity is there, they feel it. It's palpable.
Yeah, those are excellent points. Like
when you do that to your organization, now you've got an organization full of people. And when you teach them to do it as well, it's like, and they share the vision.
Yeah, well, that's a huge takeaway, is that looking at your own, you have to look inner first at your own identity as to why you are seeing so much of yourself in your company. But that's kind of that two-part is, number two is, if you have that clarity on what it is that you're doing or giving and selling, what it is your message is, that will help you to distinguish between, okay, this is my business and brand, and this is me as as a business owner or whatever. And I think that part of that, you didn't directly say this, but in getting to that place of clarity, I think a big piece of that is asking others that know you, that can say, this is what I see for you. And that way, when you get there and you are have somebody in there that can pour into you and do that, which is really what you do, right? Then
just make sure you only ask people that really know you, because
absolutely
everyone will give you an opinion, and you know how that turns out.
Yeah,
you're going to learn the lesson, like, don't even pay attention to what they care. People in your own family are going to tell you,
all right,
you're a doctor? What makes you think you give me a doctor? It's like your own family. So it's like, be careful whose opinion you ask.
Absolutely. Well, Rich, this podcast is called What It Takes. And so I have just this signature question that we always say, what, in your opinion, what does it take to be successful in business and be a impact-driven brand or owner, in your opinion, in your experience?
This is going to sound like a commercial, but it'll only last 5 seconds. Follow the steps. If you don't know the steps, get a hold of me. I send a free document, 7 steps that ensure your brand impacts people's lives in the world. Branding is a series of steps. If you leave things out, you are screwed. You'll wonder why. You'll think the marketing's not working. It's not the marketing that's not working. Okay, so that said, here are some golden nuggets of what it takes. This is from 47 years, both working for myself, working for Fortune 50 company, running a high-tech ad agency. Dig deep and study both sides.
That is wonderful.
I know
Dig
there's an
deep and study
election
both
coming
sides.
that's not meant to be political, but for crying out loud, dig deep. Don't just go, oh, and stop. Don't do that. Okay?
That's wonderful.
Number 2, trust your gut. Trust your gut. Okay, seriously. You say, well, I have this gut feeling. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
It's never steered me wrong. It's never steered me wrong.
There are 4, and here's number 3. Oh, trust your gut and speak from your heart. Don't speak from your head. It will screw you up. It really will. You know, we get in our heads and we think, oh, what do I need? Oh, what will they think? Speak from your heart. And if you don't have enough experience, go get some and speak from your heart. Right? Mentors are helpful always. And, oh yes. And do what brings you joy.
Those are wonderful nuggets. Thank you for sharing. If you want to get a hold of Rich, how can people find you if they're looking for you?
You know, it's not about finding me. It's about telling me about you. So on my website, Rich Brands, right above my head, if this is video, it says Rich Brands, richbrands.org.
Okay.
Right above the fold on the homepage, it says talk to Rich for 30 minutes. It's free. I've been doing this 47 years.
Yes.
Talk to Rich for 30 minutes. Ask me for the blueprint. I'll send you the 7 steps. Get clarity. Dig deeper.
All right. So that is where you can find Rich. Thank you so much. These eye-opening insights on, identity we talked a lot about, and branding, and for entrepreneurs feeling stuck in their business.
The umbrella.
Today's episode.
What is the umbrella?
Yep. Be sure to check out Rich's work at Rich Brands and follow him on social and learn more about how to build a purpose-driven brand that aligns with your vision. Thanks, Rich.
Thank you, Jamie.
This podcast is brought to you by Seeker Solution. Are you a business owner feeling overwhelmed? We can help. Head over to seekersolution.com to schedule a call today. Would you or someone you know like to be featured on this podcast? Our applications are now open. Apply today at seekersolution.com and click on the podcast link to get started.